I spent the last 10 years working corporate jobs that I didn't like, and as cliche as it sounds, I became a digital nomad and I moved to Bali full-time, and it completely changed my life. Now, this video is not just about a paradise, it's not just about Bali, but my honest opinion on how becoming a digital nomad and moving to Bali completely changed my mindset and my life. Now, a little bit of a background. So I worked for 10 years in luxury hotels all around the world, but for the last 2 years I've been living and working in Ireland. My work days were really long. I would start my work at 8 in the morning and I would finish at 8 in the evening, so straight 12-hour days, 5 days a week. And I was absolutely miserable, especially with the weather, because it's always cloudy and raining in Ireland, and I've never been more depressed in my life, to be honest. And at the same time, I was watching videos of people on YouTube like becoming digital nomads and living in Bali, in Thailand, in Portugal and other places in the world. And I always wanted to be one of those people. But of course, my job was I had to be in one specific spot for a certain number of hours per day. I didn't have the freedom to travel and live that digital nomad lifestyle. So basically, I decided that I will learn a skill that will allow me to work remotely pretty much anywhere in the world, and I chose video editing. So after working for 12 hours, I will still spend a couple of hours every single day trying to teach myself how to edit, watch YouTube videos, learning courses on Skillshare and other platforms. And finally, after months and months of me trying and being depressed and nothing really working, I landed my first client. And I was like, okay, this is finally happening. It was one of the most scary moments in my life because suddenly everything was changing. And in December of 2024, I finally made that decision and I booked a one-way ticket to Bali. I quit my corporate job in Ireland, and finally, after 3 weeks, I was on a plane heading to Bali. And the first thing I noticed after landing in Bali was the weather. After 2 years being cold and wet in Ireland, I was finally in a hot and a sunny place, and instantly my mood completely changed. As soon as I landed, I saw the smiling faces of people. Everyone seemed so happy. The locals here are especially kind and happy, always smiling, always wanting to help. People in Europe, maybe, in my opinion, are a bit more cold. They don't smile as much, they don't talk to you as much. I mean, people are kind of trying to avoid each other. But here in Indonesia and other parts of Southeast Asia, people are so kind and caring, especially the locals, and honestly, it really has an effect on you. So after landing in Bali, I moved to a Lost Creator house, which is a house here in Canggu, which is completely made for digital nomads and freelancers. So everyone who stays in this villa is about 10 to 15 people. All of them work online, or they have their own personal brands, or anything that's related to content creation or freelancing. And that environment completely changed me, like instantly. Because back home, if you do content creation, or if you want to start your YouTube channel or Instagram page or anything, most people don't do that, especially where I used to live in Ireland. Like, I was pretty much the only person in my area who was talking about that stuff, and I kind of stood out from everyone. People would even make fun of me if I mentioned my YouTube channel. They would start laughing like, oh, you want to be a YouTuber, haha, it's so funny. Honestly, it really had an effect on me, and I'm sure some of you can relate as well. If you're surrounded by people who are not doing the same thing as you really stand out, and it's hard for you to focus and keep that motivation to create content. But here in this house where I live right now, everyone creates content, and it's not strange at all. Actually, it's pretty normal here. It's pretty normal to have your camera in hand and just record yourself, record the videos in front of people. No one's going to judge you or make fun of you. They all understand, and that's the most important thing. For the first time, I had that motivation to create content, and I had people around me who did not judge me for creating content. And that's one of the most important things as a digital nomad, is to have that community. It's really important to be surrounded by people who are doing the exact same thing as you, and you can motivate each other and help each other, and it's really important to have that community. And it's not just this house where I live right now. Most people who come to Bali to live long term, they either have personal brands or YouTube channels or Instagram pages, or they work online as a freelancers. And you have so many websites on the internet that are designed for digital nomads to find their community, to do workshops together, to do meetups and lunch and breakfast and all that stuff. And also you have Facebook groups for digital nomads, so it's not hard to find that community, and that's something I really, really appreciated. And of course, one of the most important things as a digital nomad is the cost of living. Now, everyone knows that life is much more affordable in Southeast Asia compared to Europe, for example. Your money can go much, much further here, and you can have a better lifestyle. You can afford gym memberships and better food, eating in restaurants. You can afford so many different activities that you couldn't afford back home. I know that the lifestyle I have have right now in Bali, I could never afford back in Ireland. For example, massages. You can get a $10 massage here in Bali. In Ireland, they will probably cost like $50. So it's much more affordable here. But I didn't move to Bali just because it's cheap. I honestly just wanted more from life, because I was doing so many hours at my previous job and I still couldn't afford things. I couldn't afford my own place. I couldn't afford to go to restaurants. I couldn't afford to get a massage. I did so many hours in a day, so many hours in a month, and I still could not afford barely anything besides the essentials. And honestly, that had a huge impact on my mental health. But here in Bali, I can have a better lifestyle. I can get a massage if I need to. I can eat in restaurants. I can afford my own place. I can do so many things that I never could have done before. And honestly, it improved my mental health so much, because finally, you know, I feel like the money I'm earning provides me the life that I actually deserve. And honestly, all of that combined just completely made me into a new person. I feel so much more positive, so much more happy, and I actually feel the motivation every single day to create content, to do more work, to meet more people, to do more activities. And honestly, it kind of feels like a dream. I'm still not quite sure that this is real, because all I need is my laptop right here and internet connection, and that's all I need to work. If I want to, I can go to Thailand tomorrow and do some work there and then come back to Bali. So the freedom I have now, honestly, I've always wanted, and it's hard to believe that it's actually real. You will meet so many big creators in Bali, it's actually insane, and they all want to help. They will all help you to make better content, to script videos. If you ask them for advice, they will of course give you the best possible advice, because they made all the mistakes before, so they know how to avoid those mistakes. And honestly, I've improved so much as a content creator in the last month that I've been here. It's actually insane. I could have never made that much progress back home, because here I have the community that helps me, supports me. Yeah, as I said many times in this video, it completely changed my life. But that doesn't mean that every day is perfect, because obviously, like, you feel lonely sometimes, you feel sad, you feel unmotivated like everywhere else in the world. But the big difference is, for me personally, back in Ireland, so if I was feeling unmotivated or depressed or sad, I couldn't really do much about it, because the weather was bad and I was stuck in that job that I didn't like, that I had to spend 12 hours a day. So it would just make me more depressed and more sad. But here in Bali, for example, if I don't feel motivated or if I feel sad, I can just go and take a walk on a beach. I can enjoy the sun, I can go for a massage, I can go to a restaurant or a nice cafe. So even if you don't have a productive day or if you don't feel motivated, you still can have a relaxing day. And it's not as bad for me as it was back home. So yeah, that's why I love this place so much. So if you're thinking about this lifestyle or becoming a digital nomad and moving to Bali or Vietnam or Thailand or anywhere else in the world that you want to move to, I'm here to tell you that it's definitely hard, especially at the beginning, because you have to spend a few months learning the skills and then landing your first online job or whatever that is that you want to do. But it's definitely possible. It's not easy, but it's possible. I believe it took me 6 or 7 months just watching tutorials and courses on Skillshare to learn the skills that I needed, and then landing my first client. But honestly, all of that work completely paid off, because I finally moved to Bali and I'm so much more happy now than I was before. But this is just the beginning. I have so many more things I want to talk about, so I will be making more and more videos in the future about how to become a digital nomad, how to move to Southeast Asia, how to start working online. So if you want to become a digital nomad, I can help you on that journey. Thank you all for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.